listen. Stop. Don't do that.
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. We're diving into an explosive encounter at a luxury resort in Palm Beach County, Florida. What started as a night out spiraled into a full-blown arrest for trespass, disorderly conduct, and resisting an officer, all caught on body cam. This lecture unpacks not just what happened, but why it legally matters. You'll hear slurred apologies, bold defiance, and one very public display of behavior that got this woman booked. But we're not here just for the drama. We're here to learn how Florida law draws the line between annoying and arrestable. With that, let's dive in.
All right. I clearly stopped.
They're asking you to leave.
Yeah,
so you're going to leave.
I've been willing. But,
Right? Do you have any ID on you? Ma'am, do you have any ID on you? They're asking you to leave. You will get arrested. Let's go.
Don't touch me.
Let's go.
This is
Just giving a hard time leaving. You want to trespass? Yeah, they don't want to trespass.
Did you get her ID or anything?
If she leaves on her own.
Yeah. Ma'am, are you willing to leave on your own accord?
No.
No?
I'm fighting. That's what I'm doing. That's why you're escorting me out. I'm such a badass, such a problem. Here we go.
I'm asking you because if not, you're going to need to be trespassed, okay?
Oh my God. Well, I kind of want to trespass. Like,
Okay, well, you need to...
I don't have ID on me. I was trespassing. I was invited here.
Ma'am,
You better throw me out. I would handcuff me and like put me against the wall and like, how do you feel? And I'd be like, that's terrible.
ma'am, how'd you get here?
I hitchhiked. I was like, I was humping and dying.
Okay, how are you getting home? Ma'am,
Ma'am?
Please.
Ma'am? Go home to your wives.
ma'am,
I don't want to touch
Ma'am.
you.
ma'am.
Don't touch me.
I ain't touch you,
There's
but you're
no
going to get arrested.
resources either. You should.
You are going to get arrested if you don't stop.
I am.
Ma'am,
I love you.
this is the last point before you...
These are her two friends.
Retard.
These are her two
Shut
friends.
up.
They
I'm
don't-
going home. There's no reason to arrest me. I dare you. Leave my goddamn rights.
Do you want me to call the Uber? Do you want me to call the Uber for you?
No.
Where do you live?
Shut up.
Where do you live?
Anisha, man.
Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live?
Ma'am.
Do you want me to call the Uber?
I'm going to
I live in Conville, where I rule the world. Shut up. Sit down. Walking out.
Where do you live?
I live in hell with these retards in charge.
I have a good. I can call the Uber for you.
I live in where my Navy SEAL's not commanding officer.
Call the Uber for you.
You want to
Hey,
trust
calm
him?
down.
He's recording it in case he gets assaulted. Pansy. No, keep recording. You're gonna look bad. Oh my God, I'm causing problems. I'm so sorry.
All right, listen.
Oh,
Stop.
don't do that. You can't. What the hell? Whoa. What is wrong with you? He first of all is stronger than you. That's embarrassing.
You're under arrest now.
Can you grab her arm?
No, that's embarrassing for you guys. What are you doing? You can't. What are you guys doing?
Careful.
I'm drugging you. Stop.
Stop. I'm trying not to put you on the ground, ma'am.
I am supposedly being taken. I'm gonna get rid of you. No. Oh my God.
Stop resisting.
Oh God. Lord knows they did.
Got it.
What are you guys doing? This is embarrassing.
1, 2, 3.
You.
Turn over.
Fuck you up.
Pulling your skirt back down.
Under arrest.
So stupid of you. Good job. You idiot. You retard. That
Stop.
Was, seriously. What the hell? There was no reason for that. I was bleeding. What the hell was these scissors I done?
Stop.
No, you stop.
You are under arrest.
For what?
Resisting.
For what? Because
Drunk and disorderly and resisting arrest.
I did not resist anything. You guys tackled me. You're
Over here.
Hold up.
Yeah, you got her?
Record. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Been recording the whole time on our body
Fucking
cams.
Yeah, but y'all destroy. This
Let's go. Have a seat.
fat piece of shit.
Should we go into Palm Beach County Jail?
Okay. 24 hours at least.
More than likely. Well, it's usually, what is it, 8 hours for intoxication?
It's not
Once they set, once they set a bond. Even if
I
they're-
don't think so.
no. They might hold her for 8. If not, they can set a bond and release her.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be trespass, drunken disorderly, and then resisting.
A purse with ID.
Yeah, her person.
Yeah, I have a right.
There's 3 misdemeanors,
Okay.
so it's usually $500 bond for each misdemeanor, and
Looking for her ID?
it's usually 10%
Oh,
for
yeah.
each.
Oh, can we have her ID? That's her ID.
I was telling the other guy, so we were friends from like 10 years ago. She came out like last week to visit. I think something might have triggered some kind of manic episode, or
Okay.
or she took something that I don't know. But she started flipping out in the car, and she went into the bar. I went back to the car because I was just like, fuck, you know,
Yeah.
of the things she was saying. I went back and I walked into all this drama about the tab. Once I figured out what was going on, I just met her tonight, and she was talking to her when I walked up. So once I figured out what was going on, I paid the tab. I apologize to everyone. This is my first time here. I'm super embarrassed,
Yeah, it's
and I'm worried. Also, I have a daughter at home that I need to go home to. It's a school night.
Yeah.
I can't bring this to my house. That's why I was saying
Understandable,
like
yeah.
24 hours at least.
well.
once
I
something's out of
said
the
you
system.
order the Uber, but she kept
No, I
going
just
back,
I just met her. I
and
don't
she's
know
getting
who she
more and
is.
more
I'm so
riled
sorry.
up. And
But it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
It happened. Like I said, it's
and
gonna
we did the
escalate.
best we could to not put her on the ground, but it wasn't
Yeah.
happening. Once we fell on this Corvette,
I told her I paid it. I was like, let's go. And then she's like, no, they need to refund me. They need to refund me. I was like, no, it's good. Even if I double paid, I don't even fucking care at this point. Let's just leave.
Yeah.
You know? And she's not comprehending anything.
no, it's
So I'm really worried about her, but just to kind of give you
She'll-
a heads up,
she'll
it
get,
could be some manic thing that's happening, because I had this happen to another girl that I knew, like, probably...
we have mental health courts too. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the charge is three misdemeanors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she's looking at hard time. This is
Yeah.
more of a, you can't behave like this, you're going to spend a night in jail.
Yeah.
That's really what the charges
Yeah,
are.
okay. Yeah, no, I understand. And
Okay.
by all means, like, I don't think this was acceptable.
I'm
for
fine.
acting like
I'm
that.
sure you're fine.
Yeah,
we were
she was
just
given ample opportunity, you know.
Yeah, well, I spoke with you in there, so... yeah.
only getting
I
worse.
couldn't calm her down, you couldn't calm her down, she couldn't calm
I
her
just put my
down.
arm. I just didn't want her.
The other guy,
I didn't,
no one-
I didn't want it to get worse.
There was multiple people who tried.
Once she starts turning around, going back in, and getting more and more animated, I mean, we're left with no choice.
Yeah.
If she would have calmed down immediately,
Oh,
we
yeah,
would have
for
put her in cuffs,
Yeah.
let her calm down, and we could have maybe just wrote her a trespass and been done with it. Could have put the
Yeah, I
handcuffs,
understand.
She will, though,
you know,
'cause, like,
handcuffs
it's
come
like-
off just as easy as to go on.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that
And I
point,
asked her numerous
she's going to
times.
jail.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing that, like, I don't know, right? You don't see a friend in a while, you have them fly out, and...
Yeah. This is her bag.
Yeah, this is her bag.
Um,
I just didn't know if I.
Yeah, like, should I
Do I
take her
give it to
bag?
them,
She
or-
has her suitcase at my
Is-
house.
If she's okay with you having her stuff to take back, so it's all together,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
Do you want me to give it to you?
She'll be out like in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm willing just to buy her the flight home on my credit card, like, tomorrow.
You-
like,
you-
the next flight.
she's-
Whatever's in the price range I
She'll
could...
call you tomorrow, and hopefully she's better.
She knows your number by heart, or
It's in her phone. She'll have her phone.
She'll have her phone. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she takes her phone. Alright?
Okay. Should I ask her about the purse, or you want me to?
I don't think so. Just a backstory on
I don't have the back. I literally was all right. Let's go. And then like
who asked her to leave.
security. I probably talked to Mark.
Well, there was, like I said, I walked in on drama when she was talking to her, something about she paid for the tab, and then the
She was saying
bartender
that they
took
didn't
the
give her
money.
like. She said she paid, but she was waiting for like her change, and then like she didn't pay them, but she said she did. because the girl gave her the money back, but I think she put it in her purse and forgot. She's like, I paid them already. And they checked the cameras, and then that's what it was.
So,
Fill you in on.
okay.
So they originally was sitting at the bar,
Yeah.
and they had a tab of
I didn't drink at all.
30
I just
something
walked in.
dollars. She claimed that she put $150 cash in the checkbook. We checked cameras. That didn't happen.
Okay.
When I got back downstairs, she informed me that she actually paid it, so she was good to go.
I have the receipts too.
She kept saying that she wants a change and started getting belligerent and crazy, saying she wants a change. I told her, can you please depart the restaurant? We can talk outside. Then she pulled her phone out and started saying there's cameras and started going crazy. Then she slapped my hand and threatened me, and then she said, and then her friend tried to talk to her. She started insulting her friend. At that point, we were trying to get her out, but she was not taking any of our requests to leave.
So she slapped your hand. Like, did you touch her, or
No,
did you?
she
How
also
did that
accused
go?
me of touching her 6
It
times.
was me, though. I was trying to get in the middle, and then I think she thought it was him, but it was me. I was in front of her.
I mean,
Okay.
the only reason why she slapped my hand is she started recording, and I said, please don't record me. She slapped my hand out.
Okay.
That's what happened.
You don't want any charges for the battery?
No.
Okay.
I just want a trespass. That's it.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
like I said, I think this is something. I think something snapped. Sometimes things trigger people, alcohol, whatever.
She must be on something else, because that can't just be alcohol.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you guys came with her, and she's still acting like crazy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're afraid to take her in your vehicle.
Yeah. She started acting strange in the car. Started yelling at me about crazy things, and I was just like, "Yo, we're going to have fun. This is my first night out. I just moved up. I haven't been out."
was she drinking at your house?
I think she was drinking champagne. She ordered a Postmates or something. I've noticed since she's been staying with me, there's been little orders, right? Because I don't have alcohol in my house. I'm not really a drinker.
Okay.
Maybe socially, if you go out, have one or two. So as far as I know, it was some champagne before we got here. And remember when we sat down, I said, "What did you drink?" She said,
Yeah,
"3
she only
margaritas."
had one, though. That's why when the girl
Yeah,
said
and on the
three.
What's her baseline? Is her baseline like that, or is
She
she?
could drink a lot.
No, I mean
What's she like normally?
is she calm? She's a calm, rational.
Oh yeah, usually she's friendly, social, nice, not argumentative, yelling. She was saying something about someone's fat. When people start getting all mad and they.
Does
start
she have any issues with her gait? Does she walk normal?
Yeah, she walks normal.
She doesn't have any issues walking a straight line, keeping balance or anything
Yeah,
like
no,
that?
she's normal. Otherwise,
Okay,
yeah.
so her stumbling around is not normal?
Yeah, no, that's from the alcohol. I would assume.
Manifestly under the influence of
Yeah.
alcohol?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
Would she be like?
yeah, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, can you grab their stuff? I'm gonna start filling out Trespass. I'll get you a copy and then I'll just put hers.
Let's deal with each one of the laws one by one. Let's start first with trespass, found under the Florida statute section 810.081. Here, the woman was clearly told to leave the resort by both security and the police. She refused. That's all it takes to cross the line from being disruptive into criminal trespass territory. Looking at the penalties, this is a first-degree misdemeanor, and it carries up to 1 year in jail or 1 year on probation. And you could face up to $1,000 in fines and fees. Second, we have disorderly conduct. This is found at the Florida statute section 877.03. And we get here because of her yelling, cursing, threatening behavior, and the refusal to calm down all created a public disturbance, especially at a place where others were trying to enjoy themselves. Disorderly conduct carries a penalty of a second-degree misdemeanor. The punishment could be up to 60 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Third, we have resisting an officer without violence. This is found in section 843.02, and this is also based on her pulling away, yelling, and refusing commands to cooperate, and that met the threshold for resisting arrest, even without throwing a punch. Now, this penalty is also a first-degree misdemeanor, which carries up to 1 year in jail or 1 year on probation or a fine of up to $1,000. Let's walk through the 6 levels of evidence and how they relate to this case. First, we have mere suspicion. This is a hunch or a gut feeling that doesn't have any solid facts to support any conclusions. A good example is seeing someone stumble. That's not a crime. It could be because of tiredness and not just intoxication. Moving up one level, we have reasonable suspicion. This is supported by specific facts that suggest criminal activity may be occurring. Here, the woman's refusal to leave and her erratic behavior gave officers enough reason to engage and question her further. Moving up another level, we have probable cause. At this level, officers have gathered enough facts and circumstances that would lead a reasonable person to believe a crime has occurred and the suspect is involved. At this level, officers can arrest a person or go request an arrest warrant or a search warrant. In this situation, multiple refusals to leave and slapping a staff member's hand. That's plenty of probable cause for trespass and disorderly conduct. Moving up one more level is preponderance of the evidence. This means more likely than not. This is used in civil cases, and it takes 50 to 51% of the evidence showing that the claim is true. Here, if this were a civil suit and someone claimed excessive force during the arrest, this standard would apply. Moving up one more level higher, clear and convincing evidence. To meet this standard, one must have highly probable and more persuasive evidence than the opposing side. At this level, we say that it takes about 75% of the evidence in your favor in order to win a lawsuit. This is also used in civil lawsuits, but it's used in suits that require more evidence. Claims like fraud claims, certain custody hearings, and administrative hearings. Here, if mental health diversion were being considered, then this level of proof would apply, and it would have to be demonstrated that her condition played a significant role in her action. Moving up one more level, this is beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard, and it's used in every criminal trial in the United States. This means that there is no logical conclusion that a person could come to other than the guilt of the defendant. Here, if a jury were to convict her of resisting arrest, they would have to be sure that her behavior wasn't just miscommunication or confusion. It was knowing and willful resistance. Now let's step into the jury box for a moment. We've just watched the entire encounter unfold. You've heard the yelling, you heard the speech that was slurred, you've seen the refusal to leave. You saw the officers give her chance after chance, and still she wouldn't calm down. Now ask yourself, is this someone who chose to resist the officers, or was she just too far gone to make any rational decision? Her friends say she's usually calm, kind, and completely different than this. What changed on this night? Was it the alcohol, a mental health episode, maybe both? Let's move on to a larger question. If you were sitting on a jury, would you convict this woman of resisting arrest or trespass? What about disturbing the peace? Or would you be a juror that leans toward compassion and think to yourself, well, this person probably needs help, not handcuffs? This is the line that each juror has to walk, and that's why understanding the facts is only part of the job. You've also got to weigh the human behavior behind the fact. Would you vote guilty or not guilty? What's your verdict? So, what did we witness? A night at a Palm Beach resort that definitely didn't go as planned. From slurred apologies to bold defiance, we saw the textbook definition of how to get trespassed, cuffed, and booked. Let's break it down. If you're told to leave, leave. Refusing turns fashionably late into criminally trespassing. Yelling at police and swinging your arms, that's not necessarily a power move. That's a one-way trip to a holding cell. Now, look, intoxication doesn't erase responsibility, and emotional outbursts don't override the laws in Florida. But we can hold space for both accountability and empathy, and that's what real justice tries to do. So with that, drop a comment below. Would you have handled this arrest different? Was this a case of willful defiance or someone crying for help? Remember to hit the like button and subscribe for daily legal breakdown. Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Stay safe out there.